Hey there. So I got this reminder when I was sitting in my meditation this morning. Years ago, I took Beyond Addiction, this program that is based on Kundalini and also the works of Satdatam and this beautiful man, Gabor Mate. And it's very interesting because what dropped in is how our biggest addictions are our belief systems, first off. And the belief systems are what drive us to many of our other vices and addictions. And so to get to the root cause of addiction, we really have to ask the question, why? Why or what brought us to this? What is it we're avoiding? What are we trying to numb? And so one of the things I also learned years ago doing Date with Destiny with Anthony Robbins was that it takes 3 of the 6 human needs to be satisfied to constitute an addiction. Now, there's no such thing as a good or bad. It just, extreme is extreme. So if you have an addiction that upsets the balance of your life, that's an extreme. Maybe you have an addiction that serves the balance of your life. It's all in how we perceive it. It's all in how we use it. We can see our strengths, and our strengths can also become our weaknesses. So in everything, it's that pendulum swinging. It can go to one extreme or the other. But to constitute 3 of the 6 human needs, love, connection, consistency, inconsistency, spiritual growth, contribution. It's interesting because when I went through that program, I was unaware of this. And I know this came from other teachings because especially in all of the teachings I've received over the years, the workshops I've done, the events I've done, I've learned from various pieces, right, to make up more of my own whole. The idea that we can get so caught up in something because it makes us feel significant, it makes us feel loved, it's consistent, and it also enables us, is really the bottom line. If it's something that keeps you in your pattern but you're not growing, then it's not serving you. And so I'm bringing it back to the reason this dropped in. While I was sitting in my meditation, I was reminded one of the things that I became aware of was also my addiction to pain. Because like a trusty friend in the morning, especially living with chronic pain, it was there. It has been there. I could look forward to it because it served me to know that it was reliable. Now that's something to sit with, and I'd be challenging each and every one of you to also sit with in yourself and ask, have you ever been addicted to a form of pain? That could be emotionally based, physically based, or mentally based. Like we create our own suffering, the ideas and stories that we run through our head. Another great example. When I would be in relationships, I'd be looking for the other shoe to drop, as the saying would be. I'd have one foot in and one foot out, looking forward to the already moving out of it, like looking for something to go wrong, maybe even self-sabotaging it because my previous experiences in relationships hadn't worked out. And to really recognize this round in Beyond Addiction, because this did it the second time this past fall, the idea that I deserve to be happy and to give myself permission and to stop that cycle of suffering and repeated stories. It's huge, but that comes back to the dedication, devotion, and the working on the mind, confronting it, challenging it, because all the stories it comes up with they're not even the truth of the situation. They will insist and they will try to impart the fact that, oh, but that's been our experience. But that's only what it fixates on. Because the mind It's like a record player. It just keeps going round and round and round and round, and it will play this same track if you allow it. And that's what meditation does, is you confront it, you sit with it, and you say, is it really true? What if I do things a little different? What if I shift my thinking and look for the good versus the bad? I know, as I said in my blog the other day when I wrote it up, it was easy for me to see the worst case scenarios because that was my environment that I grew up in. That was the exposure I had. That was my mother's story. That was my father's story. You know, nobody ever does anything for free. Everybody wants something in return. Nobody helps me, but yet how could you let someone help you if you already have this idea that they're always looking for something in return? So it's baited. And so you can create your own drama trauma. The drama creates the trauma in your life. I've had to sit with a lot of crap. And don't get me wrong, there's always layers to unpeel of this onion. You know, it can bring you to tears. What do onions do? You peel back layers and it reveals a part of you, your truth. But in order to reveal it, you have to be willing to see it. You have to be willing to see even the muck. But even the lotus has to grow up out of mud. So embrace every aspect of yourself because it serves you. It serves you in a way that if you get angry, it shows you care. It shows you're alive. If you've been numbing yourself but looking for something to give you feeling, sensation, that's what addiction does. You want to numb the pain, but yet you're looking for the sensation. And you can't have both. Because even the pain is a sensation that you seek, because in order to feel it, heal it, you have to feel it fully. This is why the vlogs are called Feel It to Heal It. Because if you can't sit with it, how can you actually come to a completion? Most of us were told to suppress, so we never fully felt anything through the completion. We never allowed the pain to surface and just be felt, because we weren't supposed to, because we avoid pain, because we're not allowed to. We're told we shouldn't, we should deny it. But that which you deny is still just like our inner child, needing our attention, needing our acknowledgement. We have to own it all. Anything we deny, we're resisting. It's just this, it's the same as choosing sides. And truly to choose sides is to recognize you're choosing this over that and you're denying. And you don't want to be denied. So just, who said you had to choose? If you can just be with what is and not point out that it's good or it's bad, and just embrace it and go, wow, you know, there's a blessing in this experience. It's not better or worse, it just is. Stop labeling. Stop trying to make sense of it. Because ironically, the mental constructs have no sense whatsoever. They're not even tangible. It's just an idea. It's just a thought. Even the experience through the thoughts isn't real. The experience at the time for you, yes. But for every time we remember and retell a story, we've actually changed it. We adjust it. Sometimes it gets better. Sometimes it gets worse. We have to sit with it and look at it fully and to acknowledge and own it for what it is. And so going back to this addiction to pain, pain is actually a tool. Pain is there to serve us. It's a sign, whether it be mental, emotional, or physical. It's a sign that says, look at me. I need your attention. Where attention goes, energy flows. And so you can harness energy and attention to appreciate it, to grow it, to allow it to flow. And just like emotions, they should constantly be in motion. Don't tense up. Don't resist it. Don't push it away. Those are all things that lodge themselves within you. Those are all ways of holding it back from completion and fulfillment. So to shift that, though, that in itself, whether it be, again, emotional, mental, or physical, pain has to be confronted in any form that it shows up for you. For me, I've had to learn to breathe into the physical pain and to sit with it and to ask what it was or what it is trying to tell me and teach me. in the moment about myself. How can I heal this? What is it I need? And so, I hope this helps for some of you who may have never considered it, but ask yourself, are you addicted to your pain, your suffering? Are you creating stories that are creating more pain and suffering in your life? Are you fixated on emotions that aren't serving you and they're painful? Or are you physically feeling the pain and just feeding it more so that it grows and grows and continues to stick around? Because it's like a trusted friend. And just like anything, we want to be able to rely on that which we have in our lives. Sometimes it's not healthy, but we deserve better. You deserve better. And I want the best for you. Let this be pain-free. Love from the inside out. I love you so much. From my heart to yours. Keep it raw, stay rad. What?